What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I know you probably haven't seen my face here in a while. I have not filmed in a very long time. So I thought that I would sit down today, do a video and catch up with you guys. I have a lot to talk about today. I need to get my hair out of my way, like do a few life updates as well as putting on makeup. So if you guys are interested in that life update, catch up, makeup application, whatever, keep on watching. I'm gonna make this video quite casual, bring it back to basics. So I've already moisturized my face. I'm using the Vichy Idylia. Sorry, my French sucks, but I'm using that moisturizer at the moment. I'm all out of my Bare Minerals moisturizer and I absolutely love that one, so I have to repurchase it, but I'm just using that one at the moment. I'm going to start off by applying the Hollywood Flawless filter to my face. This is in 4.5 medium. I have obviously taken a big break from YouTube. I think this is probably the longest I've been off YouTube. I think the last video I uploaded was in September or early October. It's just been a hot minute and I've had a lot going on in my personal life. Stuff that I can tell you about and then other stuff I will talk about later just because it's just ongoing at the moment, so I don't really want to go into it, but I will discuss a lot of stuff in this video. I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows. I have tons of products here. I will link everything in the description bar below if I don't mention it. I haven't filmed in a couple of months and the reason why, I just needed a break. I actually felt like I was becoming so overwhelmed with comments every single time I came online, and every single time I uploaded a video I was just getting these like bombardment of judgmental comments from people who don't know me and kind of suspect that they think they know things about my life but they haven't a clue, and I was just kind of over it. Kind of started uploading a little bit more to TikTok. Find TikTok just really relaxing. I don't know why. I just upload like little clips and videos of, you know, what's new in Pennies and what's new in H&M and Zara things, and if I get like any, you know, like one item in PR or if I buy something, I just show it on there, and I just find it really easy to just do a quick little video. It takes 2 seconds. I enjoy making content over there. I love YouTube so much. I love making videos, but just like that, the comments were just really overwhelming me. I just found every single time I logged on, I was blocking so many people. It just kind of became an unhealthy platform for me. The same with Instagram. Like every single time I put something up on Instagram, I felt like I was being judged. I was getting really weird comments. Even if I was just getting my eyebrows done, I was getting comments over who was doing my eyebrows and where I was going. But if I wanted something like a spray tan or, I don't know, like my eyebrows done or something like that, I'm not really that loyal. I will just go wherever has the availability on the day that I need it, especially eyebrows. Like I probably have been to like every eyebrow place or anywhere that does eyebrows in my area. But I was getting comments on Instagram just about even who I went to my eyebrows with. I was just feeling a little bit overwhelmed. And bearing in mind this year I have buried both my grandparents and I've had a baby, and there's other stuff going on like that I will talk to you guys about, but it's just been a very stressful year. I don't really need the shit comments about where I'm going with my eyebrows. I'm sorry if this video is like going to be really like neg, but it's just I kind of need to talk to you and kind of explain myself. So there was that, and then like even recently I went on and I had sponsored content on Instagram, and someone wrote to me and said, all you do is sponsor content on here. I haven't done a sponsored post on Instagram in 3 years. 3 years, guys. So that is not all I do on Instagram. I don't do sponsored content very often. There's no particular reason. I was just working on other things. I had a different stream of income. I didn't need to do sponsored content. Not that I need to do it now, but I worked with 2 companies that I just couldn't say no to this month, and just so happened they were together. One of them was a pharmacy that I actually go to all the time, and the other one was a nutritional supplement, and I have been trying it for ages and I feel like it's really good because I discussed actually about like hair loss in my last pregnancy video and how I hadn't noticed any, but when I started taking supplements again, I've started noticing all this regrowth of hair. So obviously I did lose hair and I just didn't even notice it because it wasn't like right at the front of my face, so it was obviously somewhere else, but I have regrowth now, and I was using those supplements and I just found that they were really, really helpful. That, and everybody was sick in my house not that long ago with the flu, and I didn't get any sort of sickness, and I was just thinking perhaps it was to do with the supplements. I don't know, but I got to work with these 2 companies, so I said I will just you know, do my sponsored post on them. Then I got things like all you do is sponsored content here on Instagram, when it's 2018 was actually the last time I did a sponsored post on Instagram. So look, I got an opportunity. If you got an opportunity to work with brands that you really enjoyed, wouldn't you not post about them, especially if it was going to benefit other people? It just made me not want to go onto Instagram even more than I don't want to go on now. I love posting like my TikTok videos to Instagram. They do really well, my reels. And that's just kind of where I'm focusing on. Again, if you've watched me for a long time, you know that video content has always been my favorite. I am not really one about the pictures. I just like creating videos. I love the process of, you know, editing a video, making a video. I just have always enjoyed it. It's always been a massive hobby of mine. Even when I was a kid, I loved doing little vlogs, although I didn't even know what they were. I used to just take my dad's camera and just make news reports. And I used to report on new music that had come out. So strange. And then my dad had a dictaphone. I used to record myself singing and doing weather reports and news reports. So I've always really enjoyed making videos and filming me talking to myself, basically. I actually do need to go and get my eyebrows done. Speaking of eyebrows, they are ridiculously bad, but I just haven't had the time. So yeah, there was all that like kind of judgment coming at me. I was just really, really struggling with it. My mental health took a massive dip, I would say, in September, October. Like, it's just been really bad, and I've just been like having bouts of crying and been really upset, and there's been a lot of things going on that have just caused it. And like, that's why I just did not need the extra kind of stress of going on to YouTube and reading comments that, you know, I'm never with my son, I'm always gone off, getting my hair done, getting my nails done. I don't need to explain myself, but I got my hair done once in a year. And it just so happened that my son was 2 months old when I got my hair done first. And also is like my hair, like I always got my hair done. Do I have to give up that because I'm a mother? Like, I really don't understand it. And then I get my nails done once every 3 weeks for an hour. Again, I don't have to explain myself. It's just, I'm not going to give up those parts of my life because I have a baby. Like, it's just, I'm not. Like, it's not like I'm dumping him somewhere. And then anytime I went away, like I went to the wedding, I was getting judgment on like leaving him behind. I couldn't bring him to a wedding. My friend was getting married who I've been friends with since I was 2, and there was no way I was going to miss her wedding. No way. Like, I love her so much. I wasn't going to miss her wedding. She lives in Cork. I don't see her that often. He was with my parents. I didn't like just dump him off somewhere. So there was all that kind of coming at me. I don't need to explain myself in regards to why I don't share my son online, but I was getting a lot of hate for that. And then if you did show him online, you'd be getting hate for exploiting your child, so that you can't win. I just don't want to share him online. I don't have any rhyme or reason as to why. He can't consent, so I'm not sharing him. And that's it. That's the bottom line. There's no big secret. And it's not like there's not like a massive reason as to why. It's just that Paddy and I made that decision when he was born, before he was born, they just weren't going to show him. And I'm actually delighted that I stuck by that. And I am never going to explain why I do that and why I don't show him. He's my son. He's an innocent person, and I just don't want to put him online where if it can be hard for somebody like me, who I have a really strong backbone. Like, I mean, it would just take an awful lot to upset me, especially online. But I just think with the vulnerability of losing people you love, going through childbirth, going through a pregnancy, having a baby, like the postpartum part of pregnancy and everything, I just feel like it just got too much. It really, really, really did. And I just couldn't handle it at all. I needed a massive break. It wasn't something I even spoke about at home. I wasn't like, oh my God, YouTube's driving me mad, and people were like, oh, come off it. I just was like, I can't do this, and I'm just not going to. So I'm just taking my foundation now. I just stuck with TikTok for the time being and doing little bits and pieces on Instagram. My earring is open. The last thing I wanted to do was come on here like this. And well, like, I mean, this is me on a very good day. I've had very, very bad days and been crying a lot and just been quite upset. And I am not a crier. If you know me in real life, I'm not a crier. I don't cry. So it's unusual behavior for me. I was just like getting comments then as well about like me being fixated on my weight, and I'm not going into that at all. Everybody knows I've had issues with my weight. Everybody knows I have issues with eating. Everybody knows all that. If you've watched me for a long time, I don't need strangers on the internet to kind of point out things. So I just kind of stopped doing body updates as well then, or like after my last one I was like, right, I'm not doing this anymore, because it's just not worth it. I just feel really good at the moment. Like there's a lot of positive things happening as well. First thing is I got my permanent job, which you guys already know, and I've been told what department I'm working in, which I've only just got my department 2 weeks ago, because okay, right, I know a lot of people think that this is ridiculous. They're like, oh, you apply for a job, you get the job, and then, you know, you tell us. Because I've had people as well say, what's the story with the job and why are you so secretive about it? Are you working with the CIA or whatever? I'm like, okay, well, I live in Ireland, but anyway. When I applied for it, it was in 2020, and you go onto a panel, then a waiting list to be called for an interview. If you're successful on your aptitude test, you have to pass an aptitude test to read all the questions. They can be kind of jargony, so you just have to take your time with it, and once you pass the aptitude test, you're then placed on a panel for an interview. I did my aptitude test and passed it all in early March, and then we went into a lockdown. As you know, here in 2020, everybody in every country was affected, which meant that my job was postponed. Any interviews or anything like that was postponed. I got a letter in May to say I was successful getting through to the interview stage, but we wouldn't be doing interviews, or they wouldn't be doing interviews until there was a vaccine available. Once the vaccines were rolled out, by the end of August, we were kind of already all vaccinated. So I got called for my interview in August. So I applied in March 2020, got called for my interview in August 2021. So that is how long I had to wait, because it's not like a job you apply for and then you just get called back, and you're put on like an order of merit as well. Once your number comes up, then you're interviewed. So my number, I can't remember what I placed, like 900 maybe in Dublin. There's 900 people ahead of me for interviews, so I didn't even know if I was going to get my job. Even though I knew I was called for an interview, you still, you know, they might not have anywhere to place you or whatever. You could be waiting a long time. But anyway, that was not the case. I'm going to move on to eyes actually. I'm loving this sculpted the full face edit by Amy Connolly. Oh my god, I'm obsessed with this. It's like my favorite product at the moment. I've been using it so much. I can't open it with my nails. I'm totally going to break one. So I'm just going to use the scissors. That's safe. It looks like this on the inside. It's just like a full face product. So it has like eye products, bronzer, blush, cream blush and a highlighter, and I just love it. Like, it's so good. Placed on order of merit in around the 900s. Got called for my interview. Did my interview in August and I placed third. I am going to toot my own horn here, but I did really, really well. Like, I almost had a perfect score. I think I scored, like, let's say it was the marking system was out of like 100. I think I scored like 98. So I had like almost a perfect score in my interview, which I was so proud of myself, because I'm not an interview person. I've only ever done like 2 interviews in my entire life, and I was successful, obviously. I don't know what's going on here with my brushes. I've washed them all and now I can't find the one I'm looking for. But yeah, you guys know I was working temporarily. The case that I was working on was confidential and it's now over and done with. Obviously went on maternity leave in March, and that case, the court case, was finished. There was affidavits and stuff that needed to be signed, so it was quite highly confidential. I couldn't speak about it. So once your interview is over and done with, I was placed third on the panel for Dublin, and I knew that as soon as my place came up, I was going to be called like that day, because I was third. So they literally had 2 people to call before me, and I got called in, I want to say just before Halloween, to be told what department I was going to be working in. So because I'm on maternity leave, because it's a government job, I can start whenever I need to, because they're keeping my place open for me because I'm on maternity leave. I need to take this earring out. I don't know what is going on with it. It is just the absolute dream job for me, because I have Noah now, obviously. It's a really, really, really reliable job. It is a job for life, and I can still do YouTube. I love YouTube and I love social media and stuff, and I still make a nice little living off it. I've made a living and saved for my deposit for my house, and I bought my car and everything, so it is great. But obviously it's not always the most reliable work. I just always think that it's good to prepare for the future, and I don't know what the state of YouTube will ever, like, if it's going to be the same. It's changed so much even in the last few years. Like, it's harder to get monetized. They demonetized lots of content. Like, all my Halloween videos are demonetized because they have like fake blood in them and stuff, so they're not considered ad friendly. There's a lot of things you can't discuss on YouTube as well, so it's just become harder for a lot of creators. So unfortunately that's just the way of life, I guess. And I will still be uploading, and hopefully I'll be uploading weekly again like I was before, but I'm not due to start work until Noah turns 1. I just made that decision. I was like, look, I want to spend the first year with Noah, and that's what we're gonna do, or what I'm gonna do. And it's just great because Paddy works from home. So I'm sorry, I feel like I haven't mentioned him at all. He's doing really well, but he works from home, so it's great like for us that we get to see each other. And but it's great to be able to see Noah and watch him grow, and you know, I can see all the milestones. And I might never be able to do this with every single baby, but I just want to be able to do it with him. He's my first, and I've just loved being a mum so much, and I just love watching all his little developments every day. And oh, he's just the most amazing child I've ever come across. Like, I'm so in love with him. I can't express it. It's just the most amazing feeling ever. And I know a lot of people will say that and they gush about their babies, but there's just something very special about Noah. There really is. He's just amazing. I wasn't going to do any eyeliner, but I think I'll throw some on. I'm taking this Inglot One Move liquid liner. This is such a good liner. Like, one of the best ones I've tried in a long time. Anyway, well, there's a lot of good things going on at the moment. I just feel like there was no particular reason as to why I was feeling the way I was feeling. I just think it's a lot of like a snowball effect of like I said, my nanny and my granddad passed away this year. And I went to my nanny's funeral the day that I was due Noah. Like, I mean, it was just horrendous. I was very heavily pregnant, very emotional. I don't know what I've done with that wing. It's awful. I think I'm gonna have to take it off. I love my granddad so much. Like, he is just an amazing man. Like, he's really, really like such an interesting, wonderful man, and he was just the best granddad ever. And he was my only granddad because my other granddad had passed away when I was really young. My nanny was just the most amazing person ever, and she was like my second mother. Like, I went into her house every day after school. I used to tell her every single problem, every single happy moment, every single thing that was going on in my life. And she was just the most incredible person ever. Like, I love her so much, and like I think about her every day, even though I don't talk about her every day, or I don't like, you know, say how sad it is that I've lost her every day, but I do think about her every day, and she crosses my mind multiple times in the day. Whenever something really good happens, I want to tell her all the good news that has happened with the job, and like Noah and Paddy and I, and like all the good things that are happening in my life and happening in my sister's life and my mum and dad's life, and all the good things. And I just miss like being able to tell her, talk to her, ring her, call into her, see her, just sit with her, have a cup of tea. You just don't know like when someone is gonna pass away like that. Like, my granddad's passing was kind of quick and sudden, and then my nanny's was the same. Even though she was sick for a while, you know, we just didn't know it was going to happen when it happened, sort of thing. And I just wish that she would have got to meet Noah. Lisa, one of my best friends, was talking to me yesterday, and she was just saying, your nanny and granddad obviously had to leave for a reason, and it's probably for all these things to come into play. Like, so many good things have happened as well. And it was just probably like more good things have happened since my nanny and granddad passed away than bad things. Like, I actually don't think anything bad has happened, but lots of good things have happened, loads of good things. And it's just been, I think, just an emotional overwhelmment with everything where it just came to a head. I just think that's all it is. Like, it's just me having to take a break or time away from YouTube or just stuff. It was just an overwhelming feeling of just loss. And then obviously becoming a new mother, that was a huge change in my life. And just like all the other little things that are going on. And, you know, I'm only human at the end of the day. Like, people criticize and give out about a lot of things that I might do here, and, you know, they don't like me, they hate me. Like, you're not going to like everybody, and I'm sure there's lots of people out there who don't like me and just watch to hate, basically, which is fine. Like, I mean, maybe you need to look internally as to why you're doing that, or why somebody on the internet like bothers you so much, or why you make comments about somebody's life you know nothing about, and you judge things and you say things that you end up looking really silly, and it's not healthy for you either. Like, maybe get a hobby, do something with your life instead of, like I said, judging somebody you don't know anything about online. Because I mean, people, I've seen things written about me and I'm like, oh my god, that's hilarious how untrue that is. But maybe that is people's hobby, just liking people on the internet and, you know, saying cruel things to them. I don't know, I can't understand. As well as not being a jealous person, I can't understand being a hateful person. There are two things in life I don't get. Like, I don't know what it's like to be jealous. I was actually discussing this when I was getting my nails done with my nail technician. I don't know what it's like to be jealous, because I've never felt jealous of anything, because I just kind of look at my own life and don't focus on other people's. I've just never really cared, other than about my friends and my family. I don't really care what's going on in anybody's life, and I've never ever found that I've been jealous, thank God, because I mean, that is a sickness. But anyway, I just feel like over all the years that I've received hate and things been said about me, I just think the worst things have definitely been said to me in the last 6 months. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I have a baby and like people think that I should be a different person now I'm a mother, or do things differently. I don't know. And then they've just been getting to me because, like that, I've gone through 2 bereavements, had a baby. You know the gist. I don't need to go into it again. A lot of life changes and stuff going on. And I did the best thing, which was take myself off YouTube, because it was the only place that was kind of like affecting me, and Instagram. But I literally go onto Instagram, I'd post something and I'd leave. It's very rare that I would see comments like that unless I have replied to that person before, and then their comment will come up when I'm on the app, and that's just how it happened. So yeah, I just read like a few things, then I went into, it's kind of like having a scab and you keep picking at it. I was doing that, and I was just like in like a real low mood, and I was like, what could make me worse? Let's just read comments from people who think that I'm a horrible mother, or think that I'm bad at my job, or people who think that I'm trying to exploit them, or people who just think horrible things about me. Let's just keep reading these comments. And I don't know why I did it, but I did. And then the same with comments that I was seeing on YouTube. I was just kind of reading them, and then I was thinking, am I a bad mother for going to my best friend's wedding that I don't see that often because she lives in Cork? Even though we talk a lot, we don't see each other, and we've got our lives, different things going on in our lives. So yeah, I honestly had felt like I was a bad mother. I really, really did, because I went to a wedding, because I went to a 30th, and because I went and got my hair done and my nails done. Being online, I just felt like I was being judged a lot for my decisions and being a mother, and I don't know, it just affected me more than anything normally would. I just don't really understand like people's behavior, and I've always been that person that's been like, be kind to people, be nice. I don't think I've ever been nasty to someone, written a nasty comment, spoken nasty about anybody in my entire life. And I'm not saying like I'm this great person, but I just have never done that, because I was reared in a way where I was taught to, you know, don't judge other people and speak kind of other people. And if you can't say something nice, then say nothing at all. And I was always brought up in a house like that. And I was pulled up if I ever said something about somebody. My mum or dad would say, that's not a very nice thing to say. Like, you don't know that person that well. You don't know what's going on in their lives. And I would just never comment something nasty to somebody online or in person or wherever, because it's just not in my nature, and it takes way more energy to be negative than it does to be positive. And I've realized that the last few weeks, that I just was so tired because I was been really negative and just in a negative headspace. And now that I'm starting to come around to being a little bit more positive, it's taken a lot less energy, and I feel like I have more energy and I'm not as tired, because I'm trying to be good and nice to myself and think positive, and you know, and I need to kind of get back into all that thought pattern of being positive, because I mean, I've definitely fallen away from it the last few weeks. I'm just gonna put some eyelashes on. I've really truly fallen back in love with my Chocolate Soleil bronzer. Like, look at how old the packaging is. I have this forever. It's just because I have a lot of bronzers. I'm doing a massive declutter of lip products as well, so keep an eye out for that. I will have a lip product declutter video coming up soon. Yeah, so look, I'm really feeling a lot better and a lot more positive, and I'm feeling a little bit better in myself. I'm trying to be more positive. I'm not forcing it on myself, but I'm trying to look at the goodness that is in my life and not letting things overwhelm me online. And I definitely think the break from YouTube has helped me so much, like really so much. And I have really enjoyed TikTok. I really do like it. I love it. But I just feel like I miss this, sitting down here and talking to you guys. And I've been on YouTube for like over 9 years, and you know, I'm not going to just give it up or just walk away because of a couple of silly little comments, but I definitely think it was the best thing just to take a bit of time out from it. I'm using NARS madly. I think it goes without saying, but we're all human and we all have like things that we go through, good and bad. And you know, sometimes the bad outweighs the good, and you just can't see like the light. I suppose you just can't see the positive things in your everyday life, and maybe you need to take a step back from whatever you're doing, if it's work or if it's family, or you just need to take a step back from people or situations that are causing you a bit of negativity and like start to work on yourself again. I know I'm getting kind of like deep with this. I didn't really want to. I just wanted to kind of discuss where I'm at. I'm using the NYX Nude Truffle lip liner. This is like my holy grail lip liner at the moment. I am obsessed with it. I just need to not let negativity kind of come into my life and be so affected by comments, and just kind of remember myself, like what sort of person I am and what sort of mother I am, what sort of partner I am, what sort of daughter I am. And just remember that those comments from somebody who's watched 2 seconds of my life has no idea what they're talking about. They don't know anything about my son. They don't know anything about my partner. They don't know anything about my parents or what sort of life I live or anything like that. And I can sleep well at night knowing that I'm a good person, and those comments are coming from something that they're obviously going through. Something internally is affecting them and it's causing them to be negative towards me, and they're not working on themselves. I've had to do a lot of self-work, and I'm not about to let some stranger on the internet push me back. Like, it's just not going to happen, especially for the sake of my child. Like, it is no good for me to be in a negative headspace and feeling really low and sad and upset and crying when there's so many good things going on in my life, and Noah is like the number one best thing ever going on in my life. And I am not about to let, like I said, strangers on the internet upset me so much that it's affecting my day-to-day life with the most important person to me. And with regards to losing my grandparents, I mean, that is just something that time will help heal. Grief is not linear, and I feel like I've grieved for my nanny more in the last couple of weeks. And I'm my grandfather as well, but my nanny particularly, I've grieved for her a lot more in the last couple of weeks whilst positive things are happening. And I think in the early stages of when she'd passed away, I was so wrapped up in having a baby and trying to be a functioning person whilst looking after a really tiny little human being. And now obviously we have like our little routine. I think things are starting to hit me a bit more, like about the fact that my nanny's not around and I can't share things with her. And as much as I'd love to ring her and tell her, by the way, this really great thing happened, I just can't, or pop into her. It's just, ugh, you know, it sucks. And I only went over to her house for the first time a couple of weeks ago, so I hadn't been in the house since she passed away. Well, my grandparents' house. It's so funny because me and my cousin Dylan and my sister were just discussing this at the weekend. We're just saying, like, we call it Nanny's when it was Granddad's house as well. Anyway, I don't want to be like repeating myself in this video, and I think my makeup's pretty much done. I don't know what it looks like because I have no glasses on and I can't see that far away, and it probably looks like a hot mess. But anyway, I got my hair done the other day as well, so it's nice, fresh, blonde highlights. And she said that my hair is after getting really thick, and I think it's from taking supplements. I'm like fully sure of it. It's definitely from taking supplements. And I curled it today and pinned it, and kind of pinned some of the curls all over the place, so it kind of looks, I don't know, a little bit disheveled. So I hope this video wasn't really boring. I hope it wasn't negative, and I really hope that you kind of got a bit of an insight as to why I haven't been around as much, or maybe the kind of content that I'm putting out, or you know, maybe my mood in general. I don't know, but I just hope that you're doing really well. And if you are struggling, talk to somebody. It's the best advice I can give you, is just to speak to somebody. I've spoken to Patty, my parents, wherever, and my sister, my friends, and people that love you will always listen. Yeah, I don't want to sound preachy, but definitely do talk to somebody, anybody, if you are feeling low in any way, or you just need a little bit of help. just speak to someone, reach out, because people are great and they do help, and sometimes you just can't see things and someone will point them out to you. So like for instance, when I was going through negative things, my mum was saying this and this, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, those things are so great, and like why am I not focusing on those things instead of this thing that's just bringing me down? So anyway, I am going to love yous and leave yous, and thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you for staying till the end if you did, and I hope this wasn't like a really long ranty kind of video. I just really needed to kind of get stuff off my chest. I feel so much better for it now. I actually feel really, really good. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I will have more content coming up soon. Vlogmas, I'm not sure what the situation is on that this year, just with Noah and stuff. Like I don't think I can dedicate every day to editing and uploading, but I will try and do maybe like 3 vlogs a week or 2 vlogs a week or something like that. Bi-weekly vlogs or a weekly vlog, I'm not sure. We'll try and figure something out. I have a lot of clothes that I purchased and I'm going to do a haul video, so stay tuned for that. It'll be up next. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.